Hello, welcome to Three Thought Talk.
Hello.
Welcome to the party.
Hi.
We are back after a week on hiatus.
That's my D&D name. That is not.
Dungeon Mistress Leigh-A in the house, everybody.
I mean,
yeah. It is. I'm just looking at chat. Hello, everybody. Look at people dancing in chat. Love it. They know who the song always puts me in a good mood. Boop, boop. Yeah. It seems we took a Bain&Chiad hanging out in chat tonight. This song is such a bop.
Hey.
It's a bop, isn't it?
It is a bop. I always bop to it. Literally.
Yeah, I always bop. I'm literally in the background. I'm like this just the whole time. I'm like, oh wait, no, we're about to start. So
all the time, every time.
But yeah, how have we been? It's we took a week off. Mel, you've had a few weeks off. You were traversing things, weren't you?
Yeah. I was doing some stuff.
Doing some stuff. Tell us what stuff you were doing.
Yeah. So a couple weeks ago, I just had a work thing. I was hanging out with a bunch of teenage, preteens, whatever age middle schoolers are, at a STEM night, doing some science. And then last week, Kid Rand and Co. were in a musical, and I was helping with the musical. They did Wizard of Oz.
Nice.
He's a munchkin. He was really cute.
Munchkin. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Love that.
So, yeah, it was a whole family affair. But yeah, super fun. He's been enjoying doing the being on stage thing. I don't know if you guys know that.
You're just practicing for when you play Melindhra.
Yeah, I guess it kind of runs in the family.
Yeah.
So yeah, and yeah, I sound really awesome tonight. I feel like I sound like that teacher from Charlie Brown, because like I'm all congested, so it sounds really weird in my head.
Oh, well, you sound great to us.
yes.
So thanks.
And Dungeon Mistress Leigh-A, how are we doing?
Doing great. My near sister Christine is visiting with her oldest daughter, so I literally rushed home from their hotel room and like came in the door 10 minutes before the recording. So I smell terrible. I've got hat hair, but I'm here. I'm pumped. I'm excited.
I love it. Dedication from the roof mistress.
You don't have to tell us what you smell like unless you really want to. Do you have a thing for stinking?
I need some of the Sufi.
Some Shufi?
Some Shufi.
Yeah.
But let's this is where I find out.
I think you smell like desert all the time.
I think just for nostalgia reasons now and to help Roof Mistress Leigh-A, we should play the Shufi advert.
We should do. Can you pull that up? That'd be amazing.
I've never uploaded it. It's always there in videos. So let's play Shufi for a bit of nostalgia.
It's available at a drop of a finger.
Look, it's a busy news week. We took a week off, and Wheel of Time felt sad for us and just dropped tons of news. So we're gonna have a fun night. We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna kick it off with the advert that started it all, folks. Shufi.
Have you been feeling less than fresh? Is your cabin sort losing that classic scent of blood, sweat, and sand? Has rolling around and fighting in the flowers and grass made you smell more like a soft Wetlander and less like the dry and chalky piece of stone you truly are? The makers of Loom, the deodorant for your private parts, are here to tell you you don't have to live this way anymore. Introducing Shufi, the natural deodorant for your shoofa. The next time you're feeling like a disgusting body of water, just apply a small amount of Shufi to your shoofa and you'll feel like brand new. Like you never got stuck in the wetlands following the Karakan after the traumatic revelation that your pacifistic ancestors betrayed their robes and your whole life is kind of a lie. Shufi uses ultra-absorbent technology to sop up the stench of the wetlands whilst leaving only the driest, most natural scents of the freeform land. Shufi comes in a variety of scents like blood splatter, sand, sweat tent, hot stone, leather, freshly washed spear, and tears of your enemies. Just listen to this testimonial from a maiden who uses Shufi.
I had to walk across a stream, and it was horrifying. My boots and pants smelled like water for days. I felt so ashamed, I asked the wise ones to help me meet my toe. Instead, they told me about Shufi. It only took a small amount of the poisonous desert monster scent to make me feel like myself again. Much G, Shufi.
Shufi, because the wetlands are gross. now in Ultra Dry, which will have you feeling sandier than a Stone Dog's butt crack in no time.
I love us.
Oh god.
Oh
We
man.
need to do more ads. I miss our ads.
We need to do more ads. I've decided right now.
In all our free time.
We're going to play some more adverts throughout the show. We're just going to randomly fill the show with our adverts. But yeah, I know Mel's looking at me. There is an advert written that I haven't recorded that Mel and I wrote almost a year ago now. Jesus Christ, Mel. We need to sort that out.
I mean, in our defense, there's more than one that's been written that we have not recorded.
That is also true.
There's more than one.
I love the Stone Dog butt crack. We're just lady like, oh my god, I love this. Give me some stench of my enemy's scent, please. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a busy news week. So why don't we go straight to the Daily Vale and just bring you some of this news? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. But first, because I'm also feeling very generous.
Butt rock.
Wow.
Spear brothers and sisters,
It is time to cover up your face.
for the wheel of time has news, and we shall dance the spears with it.
This is the Daily Vale.
All right, folks. Daily Vale time. The most important news I think we could share instantly, and that is... Drum roll, please. No drum roll? Drum roll, some kind. Shake something. There we go, drum roll. It is... Season 3 has wrapped! Yes, folks. What series is reporting that season 3 has wrapped in South Africa. They've been filming there for 5 weeks. Here is the full article. Shared out. This came out earlier today or yesterday?
Yesterday, I think.
Yesterday, yes. Yesterday. So the final day was a night shoot on Tuesday, 19th of March.
Night shoot in the desert.
Oh.
Interesting.
There's not been an official announcement yet, but obviously we're pretty trusting of what series. And they go through to tell you about where they've been filming, like who's been there, things like that. So, and there's a whole bit about suspected cast, which we'll go through in a minute. Because I haven't had a chance to read this yet, because I've been busy. So we'll have some fun doing that. But season 3 is done in terms of principal filming. That's very cool, isn't it? I think that deserves...
You know, I'm kind of a little bit sad on behalf of like the cast and crew that it's done. I'm a little sad for them. Because then they don't get to do it again for hopefully not forever. Hopefully for a long time. But you know, like when you do a project with people, it's always a little sad to like have to leave it and go away. So and it seems like that's such a crew that likes each other so much and really respects each other. So
that is very, very true. It's I don't know, like if they finish now, when do we think we're getting it? I don't think we're getting it this year. I think the fact, you know, we're all going to get it in 25 was, you know, pretty spot on when we were saying that in the beginning of this year. And this kind of like backs that up for me. Like here we are in, you know, I know it's only March, but, you know, you can't get it done and released before Rings of Power Season 2 comes out. So
yeah, definitely not.
It feels like early next year is more accurate than it was 3 months ago.
I would definitely prefer also that they do take their time with it. Just because like the special effects have been so phenomenal. The editing, I'm sure they've got so much material that they need to know what month is that word doesn't exist.
No, it does. We have someone doing it for the Snack Order of Time. Wait, who was it?
Whatever. You know what I mean. But yeah, again, I definitely think I would prefer for them to take their time because I think season 1, because of COVID and getting delayed and then crunched on the backside trying to get it out. I loved season 2. I loved what they did with it. I loved I'm okay with it taking a little bit to get to season 3.
I think one of the cool things about season 2 is a lot of the stuff that takes a long time in post is all the special effects stuff. That was the segue if you want to use it, but we can hold it. No, he's not taking the bait.
Sorry, say again. I was
is how well matured all of the special effects are in season 2. And what I'm hoping is that since they developed those in season 2, there we go.
Wait,
since they developed those in season 2, and they were so good. Like, I don't necessarily feel like they need as much heavy lifting as they did from season 1 to season 2 to kind of define that look. So maybe because those effects are kind of already developed, they can reuse them, Maybe. I mean, clearly you still have to put them in the scenes and get the timings right and all of that stuff, but maybe some of the creative work of some of those effects could be reused again, especially the channeling stuff.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the channeling step up is really fun to see.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think just all of the effects are an epic step up this season, as is proven by a BAFTA nomination. If anyone's not aware what BAFTAs are, it's the British Film and Television Awards, or the Television Association, something like that. But it's all for basically British film and television. It's their award ceremony, and Wheel Time has been put up for special visual and graphic effects, and obviously the team involved in that are mentioned there.
Yeah,
so that's pretty freaking cool.
The Crown, which I was kind of okay, and Silo, which I have not seen.
Oh man, Silo's really good. Yeah, it's really good. I recommend you watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, especially you like The Expanse, right? Yeah.
I don't have Apple TV. Silo. There's too many streaming services.
There's a lot.
Are they even really streaming services anymore? They come with adverts,
Yeah.
There's too much cableless TV now.
Yeah. It's really
yeah.
They do make it hard.
They do.
That's really cool that they got nominated for a BAFTA. I feel like with our obsession with Sharon, I agree that with Winter's Lady that they should have gotten one for costumes too. Should have gotten a costume nod.
Yes.
And I went through the list, and I can't remember who it was, but I was just like the Crown again. Crown got nominated for a lot of BAFTAs. I think Silo was on there, and I can't remember the other two. But I was just like, again, having never seen Silo, I can't make a judgment. But the Crown, I was like, really?
For special effects? It's interesting.
For even costumes. I was just like, recreating. Yeah, so maybe they're doing accurate recreation, but I just don't feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a costuming expert. Maybe they were phenomenal, and I just don't know what I'm talking about. But
I don't know.
Like, come on.
I don't know. I feel like our resident researcher has pretty much schooled the rest of us on costuming. So if anyone is allowed to have an opinion on who should be nominated for costuming, it's you.
Nah, I agree. Maybe they're just letting everyone else get a little taste of nominations and awards and that before Wheel of Time come in and just dominate for a decade.
Maybe. Maybe.
But I'm curious, this is an ignorant American question.
Mm-hmm.
What makes something eligible for a BAFTA?
What makes it eligible?
Because Wheel of Time wasn't filmed in the UK. But there are people involved who are from the UK. So,
let's have.
are
a
you
look.
just googling it? Are you just googling it right now? Is that
No.
that's what.
Look,
Okay.
I don't know
Sure.
about this. Okay, so let's make sure we get it
Guys,
right.
the subtopic of tonight's show is let me Google that for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a website you can go to that sometimes I send to people.
Why is it? It's not telling me.
Anyway, but other BAFTAs, he's trying to read. Other
talking while I work this
BAFTAs
out.
related to our Wheel of Time friends include. Are you gonna pull it up? No.
He's multitasking.
I'm not,
So
I can't
good.
get off my screen when I'm reading something else. Okay, all right, here
What
we
is
go.
happening today?
Mel is very demanding tonight.
I really am.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been gone too long.
What do you want now?
I want you to
I'm
put up
doing your
comments
list of what
information.
to bring up again.
What do you want, Melgusta? What do you want on the screen?
Hamed got a nomination.
I don't have that one loaded.
Okay,
I sent it to you.
Hamed,
You did not
Alright,
say
that
that.
was-
Loyal, our friend Loyal from Wheel of Time, got a
Where is
nomination,
that one?
not for Wheel of Time, but in the comedy category for his show Black Ops, which is really cool because he's so talented.
He is
Such a talented performer. He doesn't get enough time in Wheel of Time for everyone to appreciate how great he is, but he's pretty fantastic. If you've never seen him in the Midsummer Night's Dream that was put on by the National Theater, is that what it was?
Yeah.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you. There we are. There we are. Male performance in a comedy. Black Ops. He's fantastic.
Yeah. And it was really cute because a lot of the other Wheel of Time people were reposting this, congratulating him. So,
Yeah, they were.
again, all the love that the cast and crew have for each other is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. They really seem to really appreciate everybody.
Right, so to answer Lou's Jr., the BAFTA stand for British Academy Film and Television Awards. Okay, in order to be eligible to be nominated and win a BAFTA, you basically just have to be picked by the people who run the BAFTAs, in effect. But only British films can win. Let me make sure I get them correct here. Only UK films are eligible for the categories of the British short film and the British short animation works. Otherwise, it can be a television show or film from anywhere, in effect, that they feel is worthy of being honoured in the BAFTAs. So, yeah, that's what those two things answer, Luz, and yourself there. That's how you get it. So basically, the people who run the BAFTAs have been like, yeah, these things should be nominated for this. And then
Love it.
then peers and things vote on it to actually pick from there of who wins. So
Interesting. So it could have been any show then, and so that almost makes it even kind of more prestigious of a nomination
yeah,
because they could have been picked from any, it wasn't just a subset.
yeah,
of
it's kind of like it's
Anything
not
that
quite the same as the Oscars, but in effect, it's like our
Well, it's more like
Oscars,
the Emmys.
but it's more like the Emmys. Yeah, it's a little bit like the Emmys.
It's mostly TV shows. There's a couple of movies.
Yeah,
It's a little weird. It's both the Oscars and the Emmys, but it's got less categories and
yeah. It's not as exclusive as the Oscars. Obviously, you can't get an Oscar if you're not part of the, the part of the Oscars.
the Academy, the union or
Thank you.
whatever.
That's what eluded me right there. So yeah, it's not like that. So, but yeah. So that's just some of the news. We've got more news. I'm sure there was more stuff. Should we go through this cast that was in the article?
Sure.
Should we talk
Yeah.
about that, yeah.
Shall we
Alright.
try and figure out who they all are?
Yes. All right. So
Let's do it.
Always a
Here's
fun
the article,
game.
folks. Suspected cast members here. So going left to right, we have Ferdinand McKay, Kiran, I think Kiran Kibali Dower,
Dwyer.
yeah, Diana Dulankova, maybe, and Natasha. I'm not going to fuck up your last name. I was like, I've screwed up enough names going.
I think it's just Coolzak, and then they
Coolzak?
forgot a
Oh, okay.
space.
Yeah,
Coolzak,
okay.
space. We also have our suspicions.
All right, cool. Like this.
All right.
So the reason they're suspected because they were seen with. Let's go there while in Cape Town. So. They can get them in season 3. Yes.
And we're guessing the roles are of individuals randomly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they think individuals through Iridian. Okay. I mean, I'm not sure how Aiel some of these people look, but Natasha looks pretty Aiel. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, I feel like Natasha looks very much like Ayula. Like has very similar features. Just got those freckles.
Yeah.
And Avienda does have a sister who is a guy Shine.
She
in the
does have a sister.
Ah, this is true. This is very true. Now, okay.
She could be any Aiel though. But if they said that they think it's people that Rand saw in Ruidian, right?
Oh,
that's what they said.
That's what
from
they
the
think.
Crystal Terangrial.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe in the Terangrial. So if it's people,
because they were likely filming with Discover, we're guessing that their roles are of other individuals Rand may see during his journey through Iridian.
Yeah, so they could be people he sees in the history of the Aiel
Well, I don't know.
flashback.
What about this Ferdinand guy as a potential Couladin? Or the Kieran?
He
Like,
looks
is he one of
so
the two guys?
young, though. I feel like
He looks too young to be
maybe
Couladin
this
to
is
me.
just my bias, but I do feel like Couladin's a little bit older than Rand. So like Rand's in his late teens, early 20s, and I feel like Couladin's late 20s, early 30s, and that kid looks like he is in college. He
has to be like, you can't become a clan chief. You have to have a little bit of gravitas, not gravitas, but you have to have a little bit of wisdom to you for the wise ones to like make you a clan chief. So I agree. He looks a little young.
Jandwin was one of the youngest clan chiefs ever, and he was still in his, I believe, his late 20s, early 30s as one of the young.
Couladin doesn't get picked to be clan chief or go through Iridian or anything. His brother does. And that's when he's in Iridian. That's why he's there.
Yeah,
and
that's
his
true.
brother never comes back. And Couladin's like, I went in secret. I'm clan chief. Well, he didn't, obviously. So he doesn't have to be old enough to go because his older brother's
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I could buy Jandwin. I could buy him as the youngest clan chief ever, Jandwin.
Yeah.
He's got kind of a Yosha look to him. You know, you take away his hair.
Beth is suggesting from left to right Gaul. Could we see him being Gaul?
He could possibly be Gaul.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't look vapid enough.
I don't know. Maybe Kieran is Gaul. Yeah, like, see him? I think.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he could do that. You know, experience sort of look. You know, like rugged sort of vibe. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Ferdinand looks a little. You can add facial hair, but he just looks a little too baby faced to be Gaul. Like Kieran looks like he could play someone who's experienced their life.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and then
I
also
just feel like these are all like younger characters. I feel like they're the Emmons 5.
But they could be like any of the people, like how they want to tell the history. They could be any of the historical Aiel.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
because I think the third lady, what's her name, Diana. She has such like a sweet, innocent, like ingenue face. Like, wasn't one of the like she could be the girl that gets kidnapped, the child that gets kidnapped, but then
Amathera from Tanchico. If the Supergirl,
the Panarch,
the Panarch.
Sarah. Bye, Rob. Miss you. Yeah, she does have that like pouty face. You know, that's how she's really described, right? Like with a super pouty face. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, could be. Sorry. Slightly dying there.
It's one of those evenings.
It's going to be one of those evenings. Can we? I think we need like an advert break or something.
Wait. But we have to figure out who Natasha.
Wetlanders.
Rob.
You mean you don't want like never butt rock?
Butt rock.
It's a chaos evening.
You always want butt rock. Come on.
Okay. Right. So who is Natasha playing then? Or are we still stuck in Diana?
I'm feeling very biased by this picture, but I want her to be a maiden, and I want her to be a sassy maiden. Like she could be Sulin, you know.
That could be our Sulin.
Like she could.
Sulin's older. Sulin is one of the older maidens. She is the roof. When they go to Ruidian, she is always the senior. I'm doing great tonight, y'all.
We're having a show.
You're getting a great A performance. He's like, I smell bad. I haven't washed my hair. I can't talk.
Tell us again how you smell.
Amazing. Oh, that is not good. It's not good. I need a shower before I go to bed because this is
right. Okay, break time, folks. Let's play. Let's do this one. This is cute. I love this one. So here we go. Enjoy another ad from our sponsors.
Hey maidens, listen up. Have you ever thought about having a baby but don't want to be forbidden from fighting? Do you feel like you have to repress your natural maternal instincts in order to stay wedded to the spear? Are you tired of outdated Aiel customs that hold you back from having it all? With Maidenhood Maternity, you can have it all. Our custom-made maternity cadence or makes pregnancy such a breeze, no wise one would dare say you can't carry the spears into battle, right up until the day you give birth. Maidenhood Maternity carries cadence or for every stage of your pregnancy, whether your baby is the size of a grain of zamai or as big as your enemy's severed head. At Maidenhood Maternity, we believe that being with child should never slow you down in battle. Our cadence sword features lightweight but ultra-supportive padding to protect your baby bump so you can stab and slaughter multiple opponents with ease, even while experiencing contractions. And when you can no longer reach your spears around your own belly, just activate the adjustable arm extensions and you can fight like you've never made the mistake of sleeping with that stone dog. Going on a long campaign across the Dragon Wall to kill a guy about a tree? Seek revenge in luxurious comfort with our new travel cadence sword, featuring built-in foot massagers to soothe your swollen feet, extra snack pockets for holding pickles, peanut butter, or dirt, and a buckler that doubles as a maternity pillow with the perfect bump-shaped cutout for sleeping on the cold ground. Worried about giving birth in the middle of dancing the spears? Maidenhood Maternity has got you covered. Our third trimester cadence war features tearaway pants with secret compartments containing everything you need to deliver on the battlefield. A yellow cape, a flask of ooze quai, and another pair of pants to throw on just before jumping right back into battle. And for your newborn, we've included an attachable Algode sling, baby buckler, and 2 tiny spears so your infant can ride on your back and guard your back. And now, for a limited time only, you can get 20% off on a custom-made breathable veil, perfect for Lamaze breathing or screaming in agony. Just use the coupon code SHYEO.
I do love those adverts. And yet no one took us up on that 20% off offer. So
that's really weird. That's really
bizarre.
strange.
Nobody brought the baby necklace.
Like if I would have thought that there would have been a huge market for people who like to stab while pregnant and giving birth. Like
I am so surprised.
Those two things are very intimately related. Wanting to kill someone and being in labor.
Yeah.
It's like it's a win-win.
Pavara's like said that she hadn't said that before. It's very cute. I'm going to make sure we play them all. Okay. What other news do we have? Let's have a look. Sorry? Shiriam. Oh, yes.
What happened to Shiriam?
Shiriam?
I don't know.
Rima
News for me.
did an interview. Not about Wheel of Time specifically. Okay, about We Were Dangerous, which is a TV show she's been in recently. It's a funny yet tense New Zealand set drama, and she does a lot of interviewing in it. Ignore all the 5 million adverts that keep appearing. But if we scroll down, we get a little bit of insight into Wheel of Time about it. Scroll.
Wow.
Okay,
It's an intense interview.
Yeah, Rima reveals that Shiriam Bainar will not be in Wheel of Time Season 3. Yes. So they have said here, Rima, as someone who has read the Wheel of Time book series twice through, you were fantastic in that show. Is there anything you can say about where we'll see you in Season 3? And Rima replies, I'll give away that Rafe Judkins did indicate to me personally when he was doing Season 2 that if there's another season, I couldn't be in Season 3 because of the books. They couldn't get it to fit the story. But he was going, look, we've got plans for you in Season 4. Whether that happens or not, we just don't know. You've got to wait for things to be greenlit. But I thought the fact that he took the time to do that when he's so busy was pretty amazing. And that's pretty much all she says. If you want to read the full article, it is out there. It's linked. I did like a reel and things about it, so it's in there. You can find it. But what this obviously is saying, folks, is no Shiriam in Season 3, which kind of makes sense. You know,
well, I think that means they're really not going to. I don't think the Power Girls are going.
That means none of the novices go back, right? That means they don't go back.
I think they possibly go straight to Tanchico, possibly.
Could be.
But like
They
Egwene
don't go
hasn't
back
really
at
figured
all.
out she's a dreamer yet. So, but Varen is still in Kyrian, and Varen's really the one that talks with Egwene about being a Chandler, gives her the dream trail. And so it'll be interesting to see like if they're going to bring the dreaming into this at all, or maybe.
But then
I feel like they did a little bit of dreaming.
I'm so
Rhea.
confused though, because they definitely did the accepted tests. Because they said they definitely filmed those, right? Because they said they played a role in season 3 or in 2, and a huge role in season 3 when they were in the room and they did the interview. So they definitely filmed at least Egwene's accepted test, but Shiriam is not part of it.
Maybe, I don't know, but she's not in.
I'm so confused because they definitely said it was part of season 3.
Well, maybe it was red herrings.
No, he would never.
I mean,
of course he would. He would.
She straight up said she's not in season 3. Like she's not there.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but when we first saw them in the accepted test room, which at first people thought was maybe Ruidian or something else, but it was the accepted test room, and they're like, we're standing in the room that plays a big role in season 3.
I do think they reuse a lot of the spaces for different things, like where little
maybe the room gets reused.
There's another scene in season 2 where that's in.
I'm so confused. Yeah.
So.
Maybe, I mean, it could be some form of flashback.
Just seems weird for Shiriam not to be there. That's all.
Yeah.
But it very clearly says she's not. You know, she's like,
yeah.
told me I'm not. So maybe
I guess it could be a different. I mean, it could be that she's just wasn't one of the Aes Sedai in the cast because they needed other Aes Sedai to be there for other reasons. So they picked 3 different Aes Sedai to be the accepted test Aes Sedai for that purpose, I guess. They haven't really established that the Mistress of Novices like has to be there for that.
That's true.
I guess.
And Dana is talking about the Tower Coup. Now, I literally spoke about this with Jen and Meg on my new podcast, Three Wheeling. We speculated that.
Are we not allowed to talk about it then? Is that what you're saying? Because
No. I'm going to say what we talked about.
you're now splitting your loyalties.
No. I'm going to say what we talked about. Now,
Okay.
if you think about how it ended with like Moraine and Swan and that, there is every possibility that the Tower coup happens in Kyrian, in effect. Like, they're like, Moraine ran off with Lanthir. You were there. You assisted them because it looks like that. And she gets kicked out as Amelin as a result. So, like, the coup could all happen at the beginning of season 3 in Kyrian. Think of how many Aes Sedai are in Kyrian. Like, you could have enough to meet.
There's 13. At least 13.
So, the coup we don't even need to go back to the tower for,
We need to go to the tower.
Get to the tower! Yeah,
I don't know.
That was for you, Bain&Chiad.
But
Anyhow.
she said she's not in season 3. And I think that was very, so.
Yes. That's very
just
confusing.
more mysteries, just more season 3
I'm
mysteries for us.
confused.
But also,
and
very sadly,
they couldn't her storyline in, and that's just very confusing because in the Dragon Reborn with the Power Girls, she's very important in their entire part of the story.
The tower.
I mean, the Mistress of Novices is not an insignificant character in that whole timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
One other thing from it, though, quite sadly, as of the time of that article, or at least when Rima was interviewed, there was no green light for season 4 at that stage.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I think the wording in it confused a lot of people. Are like, wait, did season 4 get greenlit? And it's like, no, she's clearly stating that if it gets greenlit, there are plans to have her in season 4.
But she was relaying something Rafe told her in the past.
In
season
2.
That comment didn't seem to me like she was saying that. Rafe recently told me I wasn't in season 3, but he had plans for me in season 4. That comment implied to me that he told her that like in season 2, when they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Interesting.
But yeah. I think it all depends how they start season 3 with like this whole smart situation and Moraine running off with Lanthir.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's a choice. I guess I just always assumed that
they'd go back to
they
the
would
tower
somehow
first.
end up back at the tower and the coup, and there would be some sort of trial or something. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need all of that.
No,
I
think it was Jen who suggested it, and I was just like, that makes a lot of sense,
Yeah. That's interesting. There are enough people in Kyrian.
Yeah, there we go. Look, like Danish just put in there are probably 14 plus Leigh-A and the Keeper who are left in Kyrian at the end of season 2. So, they could all... And the bit that really sold it for me, who else is in Kyrian as well that they could run off with, that they run off with in the books? Logain. So that's there. And then where can they run off to with Logain? Where did they end up with Logain in the books? Saladar. And then this relates back to Sarah's tweets were going out because, again, I think it was Jen replied being like, oh, I know someone. And she mentions Sally, whatever it is, the Aes Sedai that is Salidari, which is code for Saladar. And Sarah just replied with big eye emojis. So...
Yeah. Yeah, well, Salidari was the blue Aja Amerlin seed that did something that Saladar was named after. So, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Interesting. So many mysteries. I love not knowing what is going on. I love it.
Yes. It is fun to speculate. It's like,
yeah, what? I have no idea what they are doing, and I'm all about it.
Fun. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, absolutely. So that's Rima dropping little tidbits of information for us. Where else? I think we've got the awards out the way, the BAFTAs. Oh no, there was the Audies as well. Where?
Oh yeah.
Now,
well, we already talked about the Dragon Reborn winning it, but then Rosamund did a thing.
What'd she do?
What'd she do?
Rosamund did a thing.
Rosamund
I
did a thing?
seriously have been out of it all.
I'm trying to find it. Rosamund did a thing? Tell me.
What'd she do?
Yeah, what
Oh, you want
Tell
me to tell
us.
you? Oh,
Bam
well,
for
I
us.
mean, she obviously narrated the book, but then I don't know exactly how this came about, but it got posted on her Instagram. They overlaid one of her narrations onto a scene from the show, and it is like a literal blow by blow, and it will make your brain go mushy, crazy explosion.
Shall we play that?
Because it is like, I freaked the fuck out.
I don't know how to make this bigger.
Who doesn't think my brain isn't already mushy crazy?
It is too
about that.
to run.
Stop! Pause. That was going too
Oh, this. Oh.
Right. Shall we play this? I have not listened to this.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we will play this and then probably get told off by copyright, but who cares?
Gaul said, and a deep voice shouted, "The savage is loose!" 10 or a dozen white-cloaked men came running across the square, drawing swords, their conical helmets shining in the moonlight. Children of the light. As if he had all the time in the world, Gaul calmly lifted a dark cloth from his shoulders
Baron Ibarra,
and wrapped it around his head.
do you like to dance?
He asked. With that, he darted away from the cage, straight at the oncoming white cloaks. For an instant, they were caught by surprise, but an instant was apparently all the Aiel needed. It was like a dance, from one to the next without stopping or slowing, though the tripped fellow was climbing back to his feet and the one with the broken arm had shifted his sword. Gaul danced on in the midst of them. Perrin had only an amazed moment himself, for not all the white cloaks had put their attentions on the Aiel. Barely in time, he gripped the axe haft with both hands to block a sword thrust, swung, and wanted to cry out as the half-moon blade tore the man's throat. But he had no time for crying out, none for regrets. Time seemed to compress and stretch out both at once. His body felt as if he fought for hours, and breath rasped raw in his throat. Men seemed to move as though floating through jelly. They seemed to leap in an instant from where they started to where they fell. Sweat rolled down his face, yet he felt as cold as quenching water. He fought for his life, and he could not have said whether it lasted seconds or all night.
That was very cool. That was actually, yeah.
Wow. Who cut that together? She shared that.
She
That's
shared it. I
interesting.
think somebody from Amazon Prime spliced it together, and because it got shared from both the Wheel of Time Insta account and her account.
It did get shared by both. It doesn't say who exactly made the. I'm reading the blurb with it. Credits, whatever. Yes, and it doesn't say who made it. It just said you can check it out.
Wow.
So
that's cool. I love how they put that in.
It's very, very cool. So I love the way that merged together. I guess I had never thought about,
like, I guess when Avienda replaced Gaul, like I didn't, and I knew she was in the cage, but I didn't really connect that, like, they kept so much of that storyline together and just popped her in place of that.
Yeah.
That was not.
Did you not?
That was
all
not
the time.
in my
I
head.
was like, "Oh, this is the Gaul and Perrin fight," but it's Gaul and Avi instead. That was exactly what I was. Thinking.
No, not at all. Because I kind of have like, no offense to the fight scenes, because I know he writes them very well, but I kind of just like don't care about like how the fight scenes go. Like my brain just goes, they're fighting, and then I like read the fight scene, fight. That's what my brain does, and then I'm like, fight, stop, let's move on.
Well, look,
when I'm reading the books.
When they get you over for filming and you have to role play it, you have to actually be Mel on screen.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to think a little bit more about the fighting than just like, oh, it's fight, because
Yeah.
So,
well, there's a difference in reading it and performing in it. It's different. They're different things. I
Winter's
appreciate that.
Lady, I don't know if it's on her story.
No,
It looks like it
it's
might
part
be.
of it's just on her Insta page.
It's just a normal post.
Scroll through, yeah, it's a regular post.
Yeah, it's a regular post on her Instagram page. Yeah, so you can find that. But yeah, so I like the way they overlapped the narration from Rosamund and Abby, like Iola saying the lines. You know,
Yeah.
he liked to dance. He said, you know, it
Yeah.
just that was very nicely done.
Very clever.
Yeah.
And again, like it really married up just so well. And I'm not sure, like, I would love 100% to think, like, give Rafe and the editing team credit and be like, yeah, they totally meant to do that. I'm not really sure that's what happened, but I'm just gonna like make it my new headcanon that they totally deliberately did it. That way.
I mean, it's the inspiration for what they're writing, so it makes sense. I think
for
timing
sure.
wise, they could have, like, having done it myself, you could have cut certain lines out to make the narration fit the time of the fight on screen.
You can almost see like they put in a little bit more pauses between.
Oh yeah, for
certain
sure they did. They added
because,
extra time.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's not exactly per her cadence. And also, I don't know what speed she normally reads at, so it's possible that they altered the speed to.
That kind of felt about right for what I've listened to of her reading. It kind of felt about if they sped it up or slowed it down, it was by like 0.1, you know, or point is it 0.25? You can do it by inaudible. It was like it wasn't really sped up or slowed down very much. If it was done, it was barely.
So is
barely
this
done.
the second one she's won or the third?
The Audible Awards. This is her second.
The
award, isn't it?
Audies. Yeah.
Second
It's the
Audie.
second Audie. So she got one for okay. Wow. Pretty crazy.
Let me see.
Like I guess I think she's very talented. And I want to hear it. But I also think that Michael and Kate are just as talented.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I've said this before. I'm waiting until she does all the books, and then that's when I want to list. I want to do all of them from her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so she won it for. Oh no, that's the Eye of the World one.
Oh, that's a different category than she got this year because I think it
No,
was.
that's Eye of the World. So I've got the wrong one there. 1 second.
Yeah. So maybe she was just nominated for that one.
No, she definitely
Well,
won
so
it.
she won, but that's a different category than she won for the Dragon Reborn this year. I think it was Best Fantasy Series or something. Yeah. The Audies have very interesting categories, and they don't always
That they
necessarily
do.
make sense about the books
Yeah.
that get put in where and why. I think she won Best Fantasy Narration this year, so not just. But also Best Overall Best Female, because this year, like Michelle Obama got nominated for Best Overall Female, and there was a couple of there's like two other actresses that got nominated as narrators for the Best Female. And so like these things are like legit competitions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it. I can't find the post sadly, but yeah, it was a different different
So
category.
Foldies, help us out and let us can you guys Google where else?
Yeah, if you can find that, outsource them that.
Let the Foldies Google that for us.
Yes.
So remind us what Audies Rosamund Pike has won.
GFU.
While we're talking about awards and such, let me just hop
Did you
over
get an award?
to- Not
What'd you get?
me, but let's hop over to Sulin's page, our Spear Sister, because Sulin has been posting the nominations for the Olivier Awards. Now, if you're not sure what the Olivier Awards are, they're awards for stage performances here in the UK. The Oliviers are for stage what the Oscars are for movies. But you have to be, and like the Oscars being specific to people who are members of the Academy, this is specific to certain theatres in the UK. So you have to be like a member of a certain theatre.
So it's like the Tonys. The Tonys are for Broadway shows,
There we go,
Broadways, and then in US based theater.
So Hadestown, which obviously Donal Finn is in, has been nominated for Best Revival, and the actress play Eurydice has also been nominated, and Sofia Canedo is nominated for Best Actress for her performance in Medea. But yeah, just to clarify there as well, obviously Sulan's put that Grace, who plays Eurydice in Hadestown, is nominated for Sunset Boulevard that she was in previously, not Hadestown, but still good for her. But yeah, the fact that Hadestown has been nominated for Best Revival is pretty awesome. I think
that's cool. You know what that might mean? A live performance of a song from Hadestown at the Olympia Awards that maybe we might get to actually see.
That
all of us who cannot be in the UK and watch Hadestown.
From what I understand, usually those that are nominated for musical revivals or musical numbers, things of that nature, they end up performing at the Olympics.
Cool.
You know, that's usually some, not every single one, but like a majority of them get nominated.
There's a chance.
There's a chance. Yeah, there's absolutely
You're telling me there's a chance.
Look. I hope to be there at the Oliviers. So if that's the case, I might sneakily just be like, film, see what I can get away with. Who knows? If it's possible, we'll try. But I mean, that's cool that we've got, the Wheel of Time actors and actresses on stage and getting nominated for awards for their acting that's not just on TV or films. They're killing it on stage as well. And haven't not seen Donald with Hadestown yet because he was filming in South Africa when the week I went. So, boo.
Do you really think he was filming in South Africa for 2 days and then came back? That seems a bit of a stretch.
He was well, I don't know if he was there for 2 days, but he was definitely filming in South Africa because he told people who went the next time.
Oh.
Yes.
He did?
Yeah.
He's like, I wasn't there. I was in South Africa.
I was in South Africa filming for that last week, because they're like, we're Wheel of Time fans. And he was like, I was filming Wheel of Time last week in South Africa. Like, I flew back for the premiere night. And then took the next 2 nights off because he was exhausted. And his understudy, who'd done the previews, then did the next 2 days, like Thursday, Friday, and Donald was back in for the weekend again. So.
Yeah. That's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot. I can't imagine.
Oh, just insane.
I can't imagine.
These people's schedules are crazy because didn't Rosamund fly back for some sort of award, like the BAFTA Movie Awards or something like that? Because it wasn't the BAFTAs, it was some sort of British awards, and
there was something.
Back to South Africa like 2 days later.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. While you mentioned that, Bain&Chiad has gone and found, so in 2023 she won the Audies for Best Female Narrator, and 2024 for Best Fantasy.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for confirming what I thought.
Yes, you are right. So
I wasn't thank you.
Just chaos of schedules and people and awards and things. It's been so wild. Is there anything else? I feel like there's still more. What have we not talked about?
Well, did you go see a play yet?
Oh, that's right.
No. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. I think there's more like news.
Let me go back through and make sure.
Because there's been so much, and we haven't done a show for 2 weeks.
That's so cool.
I didn't pull up the article, but What Series also did verify that all 3 directors were in South Africa over the time. So,
the season 3 there's 3 different directors, and they were all there.
Oh, a Eel season!
Yeah,
that's what it means, right?
I mean,
there's Aiel all season long.
Aiel that the Wetlanders can see. There's always been Aiel in every episode and every season, but now the ones that the Wetlanders can see.
We are revealing ourselves unto
So, and Sharon has continued her posting, so we promised to bring you another costume talk later.
We will do another costume talk at some point in the future. That might be rounding out the news for this week.
Yeah, I think, it looks like that is rounding out all the news.
All right. Well, to round out the news, I think we need another word from our sponsor. Why don't we go for something short and snappy, and let's enjoy a political campaign. We've just talked about how many Aiel there are going to be in season 3. Please enjoy the Couladun for Karakan campaign.
The following is a paid political announcement from the Couladun for Karakan campaign.
Randall Thor. Who is this man? He wants to be the Kare Khan, but what do we really know about him? Randall Thor claims to be Aiel, but is a soft Wetlander who carries a sword. Randall Thor claims to know our history, but says we come from servants. Randall Thor doesn't want us to take the fifth from Wetlanders. Randall Thor has toe. Couladin has never touched a sword and understands J-Toe. Couladin knows we are a proud race of noble warriors who have never served anyone. Couladin, he has G. Randall Thor, he has toe.
Thank you, Kev, for one of the Kevs for recording that one way back in the day.
Yes. Yeah. And you can tell it's written by Shelley because it contains math jokes.
Yes.
That's how you know she wrote it.
Mm-hmm. Shelley was especially proud of that one. And I remember when she put it in and I read it, I was like, Shelley, I love you. That's just such a great joke. Yeah.
Math jokes.
Much love to Shelley and Kev.
Yes, much love to Shelley and Kev. Oh, all right. Let's talk Grinwell Cup. It's Grinwell Cup season, everybody.
Yes.
We love
Let's
Grinwell
talk
Cup.
about how disappointing I am that more people didn't vote for Talmanis. What is wrong with all of you?
People are wrong. So, so
is there a special way we're going to talk about this?
No, I'm just going to go to Will Take's Twitter page and we're going to have fun.
I just twitched.
You twitched? Why are you twitching? Okay, so we will. Are we going through the qualifying rounds or? Yeah, we'll go through the qualifiers, aren't we? Because that's the easiest thing to do. So, unless there's one you really want to start with, that you really wanted to talk about. No.
No.
Okay, so we're in the qualifying rounds, folks. Okay, so it started off with. Here it comes. Talmanis and Lan, which, as you can see here, Mel was very disappointed by. Mel, do you at least appreciate that I voted Talmanis? Can you see that? The tick, that's me voting.
I see the evidence, and I approve.
Thank you.
Of that.
I also voted for Talmanis. So
yes. Yeah.
You guys all made the right choice.
We did make the right choice.
Yeah.
67.3% of you made the wrong choice.
Failures.
Yes. But I do appreciate this the man witch.
So I will say
very good titles this year.
Yeah, they are.
And I will say I did put this, I think it was in the Lightswork server, somebody was like, you guys keep like telling me to not worry about the dad bod, but then people vote for Talmanis. And I was like, okay, first of all, it's not a Talmanis or dad bod versus Chris Hemsworth problem. Here's the two problems. One, Lan just has so much name recognition. Every single podcast talks about Lan. He is very prolifically discussed, and he just has like everybody knows who Lan is. And because we love Nynaeve so much, we think Lan is very sexy, even though he is universally described as unattractive in the book. So, like, yes, he might be rock solid, but he is like as attractive as a rock.
Whereas Talmanis has a shaved and powdered forehead. How can that not be attractive to everyone?
I mean, you guys have seen Shogun, right? Like, obviously that's attractive. The second issue is Talmanis really doesn't get cool until after Knife of Dreams. He has some interesting interactions with Egwene. He's got it's a lot of map POVs. So I think it's difficult to discuss how cool and badass Talmanis is within the context of the spoiler level that we're allowed to discuss. Because
Okay, that's valid.
You can't be like, he's fucking Dreadbane.
Yeah, but you can still say Talmanis is the best, and you don't have to explain it. You can just
Absolutely.
It's just hard to
you can
make an
just simp for
argument
Talmanis and don't have to say
it's-
why.
It's hard to create an argument in a discussion. So if like you're trying to actively convince people, like if people are scrolling through the comments before they vote, I don't know who those people are, but if somebody is scrolling through the comments because they're not sure who to vote for and they want to be swayed one way or another, it's going to be a difficult argument.
I have to admit, like, I told myself at the beginning of this year's Grinwell Cup that I was going to vote for the baddies every time. It was like, pick the baddies, just like all the baddies. But like, honestly, sometimes instinct just takes over and I just click it. I just click the button because I can't stop myself. I'm clicking.
There's not a baddie.
Who's the baddie in that match?
No, just in general. Just in general. Yeah, like I very early on messed up my whole plan that I was going to vote for all the bad guys. Because like...
So I know there's only two.
So I screwed it up once and I was just like, well, never mind.
Can I throw out a hypothetical, like get to one of our games that we used to play? But there's only two. So if you were going to bad Bridal Wreath or Balefire, so you get to drop one of them, who are you going to bad Bridal Wreath or Balefire?
Between Talmanis and Lan?
Yep. So you get to drop one of the categories.
I think I would Bridal Wreath Talmanis because he's funny and he's great to hang out with. And then I don't want to bed Bookland, so I would have to Balefire Bookland.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to bed Stoneface. Come on, it's boring. Like, no. Don't need crusty old guys.
Also,
I don't
know. You kind of want a little bit of cushioning, right?
Yeah, he's
just like a little bit.
He's gonna be able to pick you up though and put you in all of those crazy positions.
Yeah, that's true. Those are fun.
I don't need that, so you know.
Maybe you do.
No.
Maybe you do.
And he does in public tell Nynaeve as he's getting ready to go off to the Blight. He's like, I'm going to miss you scratching.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Like, whatever he's doing, he is causing her to physically claw his back. So
yeah, maybe because she can't breathe because he's suffocating her with his rocks.
His rocks.
Because they're just so weighty. They're like squishing her kidneys.
Yeah. I'd marry Talmanis and bed Lan. I wouldn't Balefire Lan. Lan's too important to the pattern to Balefire.
Yeah, I think I agree. I
well, you didn't make that specification.
I also think he'd be really good at one of those days where you just want to have rage sex. I think he'd be really good. I don't think he'd be good at like making love, but I think like if you wanted a rage sex, he'd be perfect.
Wait, with who? Lan?
Lan, yeah.
Lan would be good for rage sex?
Yeah. So I mean, if you're just gonna bed somebody, like, yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that. Because I feel like he's got this thing about always being like cool and calm and stuff. And you would want someone to like build up with you. And if he's kind of like this wall of stoicism and you want rage sex,
think he'd still be able
that would just be frustrating. That would frustrate me.
Engage in the rage sex. So he'd
that
still
would frustrate
like, but then he'd like roll over and be like, "Was it good for you? Yeah, it was good for me. Great, high five. Okay, next."
I don't see him high fiving that. I'm sorry.
You never know. This is really interesting. I'm really fascinated by how all of us imagine what sex would be like.
Dana says Lan is a poet at heart, so he would be a great lover. So being a poet makes you a great lover, apparently. Okay, is that a vibe, ladies? If someone's a great poet, they're a great lover.
Not necessarily, no.
Well, it means it's a different type of passion.
No, I'm serious, because sometimes poets are very internally focused.
Okay.
You know? So because they've got all of this stuff going on inside that sometimes they can't get out of their own way and just have a good time. Right?
This sounds like a debate for the comment section. So, folks, put your vote in the comment section if you're watching back later, and let's check out.
Oh, could we do a YouTube poll? Would Lan be a good lover? Yes or no? Or I don't know what the other options are besides yes or no, but
yes, no, or Stonewall.
Yes, Wall.
Rage, sex, good poet lover, bad poet lover. I don't want to think about this.
All right. Poll. Is Lan a good lover? Yes.
Rage, sex.
No.
I love that we all want to marry Telmanis. I love it.
It's rage, sex, poet. Yes, good.
Wait.
Poet,
No. Because that's not an appropriate answer to is Lan a good lover? Rage, sex.
I don't want to think about it.
Sure, it is. It's a poll.
Yeah, why is this fine?
What are you doing?
This is a people talk poll. We can make it whatever we want it to be.
We do whatever we want.
How does Lan
don't
make
care.
love? How does Lan make love? Rage,
boring.
sex?
You're boring making it make sense. That's boring.
Poet, musings,
rage, sex.
I've already got that. What other options did we have?
Boring.
Oh yeah.
Rock.
Stonewalling. And,
He wants some cushioning.
And ouch, my kidneys.
Ow, I'm fucking a wall. Ow.
Okay.
Well, I feel like stone raging and ouch my kidneys might be the same thing.
Yeah, well, you know.
Ouch my kidneys because his rocks stuck
All right.
somehow.
Now we've done that. Round two.
I'm really glad.
Is between Min and Leigh-A.
I'm so glad Leigh-A won this.
This one's a lot closer. I voted Min because I don't know. I just think Min's hotter than Leigh-A. So
interesting.
Any options here? What was the wrong thing here, Melgusta? What was the wrong thing to vote for, by the way?
I mean, there's obviously no wrong votes ever.
I missed this poll, so I'm really entertained. This was in the throes of my illness.
So,
yeah, I think they're two very different forms of hotness that are difficult to put in a category together. I think it's more about personal preference, this one.
Okay.
And less about very clear things to argue against, as the last one was. Not at all about personal preference.
Okay.
To not at all contradict myself. Just to be clear.
Roof Mistress August, do you have an option for this?
I definitely voted for Leigh-A for two reasons. One, the Lightsburg said they were fan casting me as Leigh-A, so I'm a little biased. Okay. But also, when they're after the rebellion or the civil war in the White Tower, as Leigh-A and Suan and Min are traveling together, and Leigh-A is kind of rediscovering her demonic culture, Min is constantly thinking, can I learn from her? Can I be more like her? And does start to try to emulate Leigh-A. And so Min is very much always reaching out for what else can I, and she's very much thinking about how can I make myself look more appealing for Rand? Whereas Leigh-A is like, I'm doing this to make myself happy. This is what I want for me. And I love the self-confidence that Leigh-A has, is Like when she's an Aes Sedai, she's happy and comfortable where she is. But when the power gets taken away from her, she very easily goes into something that she's learned in the past and is like, that could have been me. I just took a different path. So let me go re-explore that. And does very well with it. It's consistent. And it's not like, oh, that was a mistake. Let me try something else. Like she picks it up right away. She's always happy, confident, and just like very powerful in her own right as she moves forward, and for her own personal internal reasons. She doesn't need somebody else to validate her. If she happens to find lovers, cool, that works for her. But but she doesn't need them. So whereas Min is very much like, she eventually finds herself. And so in the later books, like I do like Min much better in the later books because she has found herself. She realizes she is a scholar. She realizes all these other things, but she just doesn't really know who she is. Okay. So that's why I think Leanna's sexier.
Fair.
Although I will admit, Min probably has a really good ass because everybody comments about those britches. So
they do, yeah. I'm going to end the poll from the previous option. It's a tie between Ouch My Kidneys and Stonewalling at 30% apiece, and then Rage Sex and Perp Musings came at 20% apiece. So thank you for that. Sorry, Roof Mistress. Yeah, she's really bummed.
Y'all can't have Rage Sex more often. Because, well, not more often. You need to have Rage Sex once. Because
I'm not objecting to rage sex. I'm just saying that I do not agree that Lan would be a good rage sex partner.
I also agree this.
That's all I'm saying. No objection to rage sex.
Let's do our bed bridal roof of Balefire for Leigh-A and Min.
So I think I would marry Min because she does eventually become very thoughtful. And I do think because she is very dedicated to her partners and she is very loving and caring of her partners. And I think Leanna would be my nice side piece where, just like, all right, can we go hook up on occasion? Cool. Awesome.
Mel?
I would like to bed Leanna. Because I think she knows things. That would be fun to explore. And I want a Balefire Man.
A Balefire Man. Okay.
I'm not a Min hater. However, she frustrates me. So I don't want to marry her. So I have to Balefire her because that's the only other choice.
Now, you see, I'm doing the opposite of Leigh here, whereas I'm going to Bridal Reef Leigh-A. Because, she knows a few tricks. And also, she's pretty low-key. She's pretty chill. And I'm like, that's not a terrible, if you want a chill life, a chill partner and like that feels like giving it. And then, men can go do whatever she wants. And then we would bed occasionally and that would, that seems like fun. Get the britches out and, have a good time, get the daggers,
yes, I want somebody who's going to tend to my needs and just be like, do whatever, they think, do all the things for me. So I don't think Leanna would do that. Leanna would be a really cool, just chill chat, have coffee with them. All
right. I think, is there just the 3 rounds so far? I haven't missed any others, have I?
We've only done 2. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I mean, there's only 3 so far. Now, the third one I've got here on the screen was hotly debated. It is Break My Crown, Fail versus Morgaze. Fail won by 3 votes.
Wow.
Your votes matter. Your votes matter.
I also missed this vote.
Yeah, 50. Where would you have voted, Mel?
More gays.
Oh, so I assume you also voted more gays, Leigh-A? As you can see on the screen, I voted for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
I don't know. I just thought Faye was the greater description of hotness in those two things. Look, Pavara, she's a child. Look, she's old enough. She's an adult. Just because she's a young adult.
No. I agree. I know what Pavara is saying. She acts like a child. She behaves like a child, and there's nothing about that is attractive to me.
Yeah.
She doesn't mature until way later.
But there's no time specified for this, isn't there?
The argument that I had about Alane,
Knife of Dreams.
Faile stabilizes and becomes a better. Her relationship with Perrin stabilizes after Malden, so it's after Knife of Dreams. So it's after the period that we're discussing in the context of these polls. I
don't remember it saying anywhere that the polls take place at the current point that Ali's in the books. Just the characters.
You just can't have the conversation.
The characters that are in the polls are the ones that she knows, and that's it. So, why could this not be Faile from the end of the books as opposed to Faile from the middle of the book?
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I think Morgase is a more attractive character throughout. Like Faile does have a lot of growth, and she does become, but I don't think she becomes more attractive. Morgase, as much as Faile is growing, Morgase is growing in her own way, and just the way she really gracefully steps back, is very concerned about her country. She really steps into that. I really want to learn how to, before she meets up with Galad. She's like, I really want to learn how to be a good servant, and she's really meticulously analyzing it. So even with all of the decisions she's made up to then, how she behaves in Malden is just phenomenal, on point. She is probably one of the least annoying characters in Malden. And I mean, obviously Bain&Chiad are guy shunning, so they don't count. So they're doing their thing that they're supposed
barely
to do.
There.
But from the Wetlander perspective, she is the least annoying of the Wetlanders in Malden. So
yes.
So and even some of the annoying stuff that she does, she's under compulsion for. So and she knows it, and once she realizes it, and she has these conversations, she has these very adult conversations with her eventual partner, Talonvor. I was going to say Talmane, and that was totally wrong. Talonvor. So she's having these adult conversations with him. Also, Talonvor is fucking sexy as well. So, and she's got this young guy going after her. Come on, she's hot.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Faile just is hotter to me than Morgase, so.
So you like children. You like people who act like children is what's attractive to you. Huh?
I am voting with the full story knowledge here when I vote. I don't vote with Knife of Dreams specifically, or how we first meet someone. Because if how we first meet someone is applied, then that's extremely different to how they are in Knife of Dreams, unless they're reduced in Knife of Dreams, obviously, and how they end the book. So I go full story because I have the full complexity of their story and arc. And Faile beats Morgase for me in that. So
definitely not taking away from what a badass. Faile has always been a badass. She's a badass throughout the books. Her relationship with Perrin drives me crazy, and that's more of a communication issue, a cultural and communication issue. But that being said, it's still it drives me crazy.
Fair enough. So I don't think we need to do the Balefire thing on this, because I'm sensing a bit of Balefire coming up.
Let's go.
No, I'm not gonna bail. No, I would because I think Faile would be very good in bed. So I would definitely marry Morgase, and I would bed Faile. So
Faile seems
I
like
would bail. No, I definitely would not. Faile doesn't deserve to be fired.
Wow, that seemed like a violent sneeze there.
That shook the whole camera.
That shook your entire, hold.
There was quite a Shido sneeze there.
Sorry.
Fair. Okay, we're getting to the end of the stream. Pavara's really coming at me for that. Not me specifically, but the whole, Fail as the hotness thing in chat. Pavara, we can agree to disagree. We'll leave it there.
Pavara,
I love you, Pavara.
Yeah, Pavara.
Take him down. Take him down.
Shall we finish? And I now don't have the pictures loaded up that I took, so we'll just go with the pictures I found online. Shall we talk about what I got up to last weekend?
Yeah.
After
I thought that we were going to talk about that an hour ago.
Yeah, no, we're going to round off with that. Because I'm also going by the order of how I put the title, and it started off with news, audibles, Grinwell Cup, and then. So we'll go with that. But before we do that, let's have another word from our sponsors. Please enjoy a visit to Lamelle's Bistro.
Tender roasted pork with decadent plum sauce. Spicy beef sautéed with ice peppers. Thick, hearty goat stew. Chilled mint tea or spiced wine. Hi, I'm Lamelle from Lamelle's Bistro, and I don't bloody know how to make any of those flaming things. But if you're looking for pure sustenance with no frills and no taste, come on down to my tent, and the maidens and I will hastily slap something resembling a meal onto your plate. And to drink, we have water or usquai. That's it. Your meal is always custom made to order at Lamelle's Bistro. For example, we can prepare your steak raw and bloody, burnt to a crisp, and nothing in between. We don't use spices because honestly, we don't have the storage space. What? You try running a restaurant with all these weapons lying around. All the ingredients at Lamelle's Bistro are locally sourced. Seriously, it's just whatever we can bloody find around the camp. Planning a special occasion? Bring your sphere siblings to Lamelle's Bistro for a charming outdoor gara roast. We'll probably be able to remove the poison glands without contaminating the whole thing, and if you survive the meal, we'll serve peaches for dessert. Listen, I don't know why you're making that face. Lamelle's Bistro is highly rated by the Karakarn himself.
Hi, I'm Randolph Thor the Karakarn. Lamelle's Bistro is my favourite place to unwind and relax after a hard day of saving the world. The service is slower than a tree killer on a good day, but it gives me plenty of time to repeat lists of dead women to myself. There's usually sand in my drink as well, but I kinda deserve it. And when the meal finally arrives, it's black and charred, just like my soul.
Sure, we force feed him, but he's probably lying about having no appetite. Wouldn't you, if the food smelled this bad? Lamelle's Bistro, located in the Maiden's Quarters. Just look for the tent with the black smoke.
The music underneath is so cheerful.
It is. I picked that very carefully for a reason. Yeah, that was great. Yet another word from our sponsors, folks.
Lamelle.
Yeah, good old Lamelle. So,
learned so much from her.
Yeah, she's a wonderful, wonderful teacher. So at the weekend, folks, last weekend, I took some ground-based show wheels. I took some show wheels. Show cars. There we go. Whatever. Joe cars. I took some transportation and I headed down.
Steam wagon. It's called a steam wagon.
Steam wagon, fine. And I went to see a play called A View from the Bridge in the lovely town of Bath, which is a beautiful town. If you ever come to the UK and you get an opportunity to go to Bath, you really should go. It is a beautiful town. I can highly recommend this beautiful little corner shop Indian place that was just, seriously, really, really good food. And I went to see the play, A View from the Bridge, which stars our very own Kate Fleetwood and Dominic West, which hopefully some of you recognize. This is an image from the second half of the play. There's Dominic West in the front, obviously, and Kate Fleetwood at the back. It is a very serious play, but it's a great play. So it was like a tiny little theatre. Eustonhof Studio is what it's called. It's part of the Royal Theatre in Bath, and tiny theatre, probably held, I don't know, I would say like 80 people or something, 50 people. Like,
wow, that is small.
Teeny. And I was in the lower stalls, and then Sulin and Camille were in the next floor up type thing, because we brought tickets separately. We didn't get the three together, and it was just amazing. So it's based in like 1920s New York, and it's heavily based around all the Italian immigrants that were coming in at that point, and it was like a really serious look at sort of like how life was for people back then, especially people trying to find work and people coming into the country and things like that. But also there's a lot around what masculinity was like back then, and how toxic it could be, and how the families interacted. And basically Dominic plays like the uncle, says like Dominic, Kate, and then I forget the actress name, but plays like their niece living with them, and then basically two cousins come and stay with them from Italy, and they're there illegally, and so on and so forth. And then there's like couples falling in love, and then like the uncle gets in there and he's unhappy with people, and I don't want to spoil the whole story if you're not familiar with it, but it's very dramatic. There is some violence involved, but yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal. Dominic was insanely good. Kate was, it was so weird hearing a 1920s like American Italian accent coming out of Leandrin's mouth, because it was exactly that. I'm not making it up. Everybody on stage had like a brilliant American Italian accent. I don't know how else to say that. It was just so good. But yeah, it was like that's Leandrin, and she sounds like, literally sounds like she's from 1920s New York. Like,
that's awesome.
It was incredible. And like the second she opened her mouth, and obviously Dominic West, I've seen him in a few things. Coincidentally enough, I've actually watched randomly on the ride down. I downloaded a few movies to watch, and I was like, I haven't seen 300 in a while. Like, why not? Like a classic, very.
Oh, that's right. He
movie,
is
obviously.
in 300.
Yeah.
And he's one of the politicians in 300. Who plays against Leonidas.
Headley.
Leonidas.
Yeah. No, Leonidas is king, played
yes,
by...
he's playing the opposition to Leonidas, right?
Yes, yeah, he plays the political opposition, yeah. And I was just like...
Gerard Butler's Leonidas?
Gerard Butler, yes. I had no idea, like, I'd heard Dominic West, but, you know these people, but you don't know their names.
Yeah.
And then when I got down, I Googled what the play was about, because I keep seeing these plays, I don't know what they're about. I just feel like, there's a real-time star in it, let's go to it.
There's a real-time actor in it. I'm going to go.
I love it.
I'll go to it, yeah.
I love the way that you chaotically experience theater history. It's so funny.
It's amazing. Like I actually think it's the best way to be doing it, because I don't know what I'm getting myself in for, and I'm experiencing something different every time, and it's wonderful. Just go to theater. You don't even need to know what it is. Just go to theater, folks. And I was like, I want to know what this play's a little bit about. So I Googled it, and then I saw Dominic's face, and I was like, oh, well, I just watched him in 300 like 3 hours ago. So that's quite funny, like Lucy just put in chat, Spartans tonight we dine at Tony's a pizza. He was phenomenal. Kate was phenomenal. The guy who played Marco was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Particularly there's a point between him and Dominic's character where like they're basically showboating against each other about rather than actually having a fight, they're just like, oh look, can you lift this chair like this, it's a magic trick, and they're like in essence showing off their strength to each other. And the guy who plays Marco really pulls off like how difficult it is to pick up this chair, and like the strength and his anger he's containing in the process. And it was just such a good tense moment between the two actors. Nothing's being said, and the guy playing Marco is just lifting a chair by the base of one leg into the air, and they're staring at each other, and like nothing's said for like a minute, and just the physical acting was brilliant with it. Everyone was great on stage, but those three were like the best, and it was so good. Sadly, we did not get to meet Kate.
What?
So we were waiting at the stage door. A lot of people, not a lot of people, but considering how many people were at the show, a lot of people were waiting to see Dominic, sorry, quite obviously. And some of the, smaller cast members were coming in and out and stuff like that. And eventually someone asked, I think it was the guy who played Rodolfo or something like that, be like, is Dominic still around? And they said, Dominic tends to sneak out the front door, knowing that people wait at the stage door. So he just like scamper off. And I sort of like heard someone asking, I was like, I don't suppose Kate's around? And he's like, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty confident she snuck off with Dominic as well. And I was like, yeah.
Oh,
So we did not get to meet Kate or Dominic.
You've had some pretty good luck thus far, though, I gotta say.
Yeah, mostly good luck. However, I did continue with the random star spotting. Now, we went to see...
Did you point at someone?
A little bit. I've got a full story. This is going to be fun. So, obviously, if you're not sure what I'm referring to here, folks, I have this talent for when we go and see plays or go places, I tend to spot the people first, or I spot another TV or film star there at the same time. When we went to see Medea, for example, I spotted the guy who played Dudley Dursley, Harry Potter's cousin. He was there.
That's right, I remember that.
Yes. Whilst we were in the intermission, and the intermission was just finishing, and we were just, everyone was settling down, I looked into the row in front of me, I just looked across, and at the end of the row in front of me, sort of like 4 seats down, was a guy. Like, I recognize him, and I sat there, and I just I slightly went like this, took a picture, zoomed in a little bit, and sent it to Kimi and Sulan upstairs in our group chat. And they were like, this guy's a TV star. I don't know where he's from. I can't remember his name, type thing. And they were like, who is it? And then the people sat next to me, I was like, I'm Googling and stuff like that. What have I seen him in? I'm trying to think. 2 people sat next to me. I could hear them having a conversation. He just took a picture of that person down there, blah, blah. Their friend was actually in the play. I later found out. And so I ran, it's like, he's in a TV show and I can't think what he is. Did you see me take the picture? And they're like, oh, yeah, did you hear us? I'm like, you sat next to me. Of course, I heard you. You weren't whispering that quietly. I wasn't rude about it. But I was like, we are sat inches from each other. Right? I can hear you talking. Yes, but I'm okay that you saw.
You're like, I am touching your skin. Of course, I heard what you said.
Yeah, yeah. And then I remembered that it's the gentleman on the end of the row is James Pureboy. Now, if you don't know who that is, I can give you 2 examples, folks. Most recently, I'm aware of, he played. Lawrence Bancroft, one of the the main meth character in Altered Carbon. If you've seen that, but also,
shit, yes,
yeah, and also if you've seen A Knight's Tale starring Heath Ledger, James Pureboy also played.
Can never
Prince
escape
Edward.
The Knight's Tale.
I know, right? He played Prince Edward. I feel like I should get a picture to help people.
Distinguished professor's favorite historical movie.
So put it back on space. This is James Pureboy, by the way, folks.
Okay.
Yeah, just for context. He's been in
so
many
handsome. He could be Ravine. I want him to be Ravine.
He could
I wonder if Fleetwood is recruiting him.
There we go. So I did carry on my trick of star spotting or catching people first, things like that. So he very politely and very quickly, because he was sat closest to the door as well, I feel like that was a deliberate move, basically right out of the theatre when the play ended, after we'd all done a standing ovation. But yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. The play of Even Bridge has now moved to London. I don't know exactly when it starts, but it's moved to a much larger theatre in London based on how quickly it's sold out. Yes, thank you, Brother Zachariah. He was in Discovery of Witches as well.
I appreciate everyone Googling for us today.
Yes,
you are all winners.
Yeah, so it was so popular it sold out. I think the entirety of the showings, for the entire time it was showing at Bath, so it was only in for 1 month, sold out in 10 minutes. Tickets went on sale 10 minutes later, the entire thing sold out.
Wow.
So they've put it on in London, and we actually went to see it on its final night. So of course everyone's scarpering off because they're not staying anymore in Bath. And it will be available in London. So folks, if you are in the UK and you're able to get to London, I'm not sure how long it's on for, a couple of months, something like that probably. Google it, find it, and go see it if you can. It's a very gritty, very in places sort of dark, but also like very. It's a good example of like human, just human life, like in that part of the world at that point at that time. And the acting is fucking great. It's a great cast. So yeah, if you can
I first saw that play in high school. I was in the one-act play competition, so I saw a one-act version of A View from the Bridge. I competed against it.
Wow!
And they won. They won the competition. That production did. I remember it being incredibly good. Very well done. Yeah.
It's I don't think it's. I mean, I think it'll still be great, but I think in a bigger theater, with a bigger audience, I just don't think it's going to have the same impact because just the way they projected on stage, even when it was quiet and they were like really softly speaking to each other, it was just, you could hear everything, absolutely everything. But when they're yelling at each other and fighting and arguing, it wasn't like they were megaphoning in your ear or something like that. Like it was so great. And I think some of that, not all of it, but some of that might be lost in a larger theater. So yeah. But it's a great play. It is a great play. It's very gritty. It's wonderfully done. So check it out if you can. And Patrick, if that play doesn't leave you depressed enough, take the Ripper tour in Whitechapel. I mean, it's not a happy-go-lucky.
No.
So be prepared for that.
You're doing a good job trying not to give it all away.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, lots of news. Grinwell Cup will keep going for the rest of the month, folks. So please check that out. Don't forget to come join me on Sunday. I say this like I have it loaded up, but I don't have it loaded up, so I'm going to for a moment. But on Sunday, Kev and I are going to continue with our third Glory to the Stars stream, which in this month we are doing a focus on Perrin.
Yay!
Yeah. So please come and join us. I look forward to this. Perrin is my favorite character. And also Perrin has a lot of scenes that we've not explored yet between doing the stream focused on Kira as Elaine and then Daniel Henney as Lan. So we're getting a lot of new scenes we're exploring here. Different, sort of like almost side to the show. And Amazon have been even more generous than they were last time. So we got like 1 image for Kira. Yeah. And we had like 6 images for Dan. I've got like 9 or 10 or something.
What?
Yeah, I've got a huge.
That's amazing.
They just gave me so many. In fact, now I've said this, I need to scroll back. Yeah, I've got so many images to share.
Cool.
10 different. A sneak peek. No.
I tried. I had to ask.
No, I think that's valid. That's valid. You gotta wait till Sunday.
You gotta wait till Sunday.
I had to ask.
That's fair. Because we have so many and they do cross a multitude of episodes, we will show them when they are relevant. I mean, if folks, you want to go out there and tweet and tag the Wheel of Time Twitter account and say, hey, season 3 is finished filming. Is Marcus free on Sunday? I wouldn't be adverse to that, folks. Just throwing that one out there. But just to be clear, I am also not saying that Marcus is turning up on Sunday, because that is there is definitely not a message or an email or anything sitting in any of my inboxes saying, hey, Marcus is coming on Sunday. So that's not a thing. So, but if you want to try and make that happen, I would obviously be very grateful. But yeah, please come and join us Sunday. That starts at 12 p.m. Eastern, or if you're in the UK, that's 4 p.m. in the afternoon, because we're only 4 hours apart currently, not 5. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. Mel, curious, do you want to? You're coming this Sunday?
I actually wasn't planning on coming this Sunday. Unless you needed me to.
Well, you just did so well in the first 2. I think people are expecting you to like give us some kind of like wolf appearance. I don't know.
Well, who knows? I mean, I'm not. I wasn't in the other 2 either.
Well, this is a good point. Yeah, sorry.
I haven't been in any of those streams.
That's fair. All right, I think that's it. Can't think of anything else. Did I miss anything?
I forgot to do my stabby quotes of the day.
Oh, let's wrap that up.
That's a great way to wrap the show.
Yeah, let's wrap the show
Let's
with stabby
affirm
affirmation.
ourselves.
Yeah. Tell us what we've got, Roof Mistress August.
Oh, this is perfect. I never fucking give up.
Yes.
Ramen rattle that.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
Never gonna
turn around and desert you.
I love it. All right. Thank you, folks, for joining us. Thank you for not giving away the fact that after Leigh-A was so upset at August being an option, that giving away that I changed all of our names to some form of August and no one noticed.
I noticed. I just let it happen.
And I was like, it's like May Gusta.
I noticed it like
totally did not see
an hour
mine.
ago. You don't always have to point it out. That ruins the joke.
Yeah,
good job ruining the joke, Rob.
I mean, that's what I do. Yeah.
Wetlanders.
All right.
Please let me go to bed.
Until next time, folks, may you always find love, water, and shade. Bye.
Thank you for calling the Semrog IT support line. Your call is important to us, but our wait times are longer than usual. Neither of these things are true, but we're going to say it anyway just to give you false hope. Next, we'll try to direct you to our website support page, because you obviously didn't try that already. Joke's on you. Our website is nothing but meaningless buzzwords and a contact us section monitored by illiterate Trollocs. We know you just want to talk to a human, but instead, please listen to us tell you a list of things you don't want to know about our company. Read off our hours, location, services, zodiac sign, and coffee order. Futility is its own pain. If you haven't bail-fired your phone yet, we'll transfer you to our 25-option menu. None of these options will actually address your question, but pressing buttons will activate the reward center in your brain, making the pain of this failed call all the more sweet. And don't try to get out by hitting 0. There's literally no one here. You're alone in the dark with your frozen laptop and a deadline approaching. And one more thing. If you try to fix anything yourself, we'll void your warranty forever, and the Dark One will own your soul. If you're calling from Canada, pourriez-vous écouter ce menu en français? Appuyez sur le 2.
Does your current IT company feel like they are run by the Shadow Sold? Here at Stabby IT Services, we believe that high-quality, responsive services help us meet our toe. Our highly trained Gaishain are available 24/7 for all your support needs. They will come to your tent and plug in your computer for you. They'll also fetch your tea and do your laundry as part of our complete service package. A Gaishain will never make you feel silly for accidentally deleting that file or forgetting to install your security patches. Our commitment to you is responsive and meek service. There's no need to download complicated apps or sit on long phone calls to access our services. Just grab your nearest Gaishain and tell them what you need fixed. They can't say no. Still not sure? Try our introductory offer. If our Gaishain can't fix your computer problem, our supervising wise one will give you a free spare. Stabby IT Services. IT? More like IG.